Hey friends, hi, this is Svava Brooks and welcome to my chat where we are talking about releasing your authentic self. My new book, A Daily Guide to Help Abuse and Trauma Survivors Rediscover Themselves. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey Shiny, how are you doing today? Hey friend, how are you? I'm back, day 2, right? Woohoo! Well, how are you doing today, Shiny? You came on fast. So good to see you. So good to see you. I just barely got my introduction in, but I was gonna tell our new people a little bit about the book. Another day of drama, right? Life, right? Life happens while we make plans, right? I hear you, I hear you. No, I'm glad you're here. Thank you, thank you. And you are such a big part of it, so that's why I love it even more, and I love that you're here to share it. So, for people that are here or our replay viewers, just a real quick introduction about the book and what am I doing here. Like I briefly said, my name is Svava Brooks. I am an abuse survivor coach. What does that mean, right? I work with survivors of abuse and trauma and help them restore their hearts, their minds, their bodies, and their spirits and start to live wholeheartedly again from their hearts, not from their hurts. So my brand new book that just got published just the last 2 days of last year, just in time, right? I created this book to help survivors because child abuse teaches us to disconnect from our bodies, right? And we disconnect from our truth and our authentic selves. Sad, but brilliant coping strategy. It's what our body has to do to survive the pain. Otherwise, we wouldn't have made it, right? You're here. You're still here. So brilliant. Only way to survive the abuse or the trauma. But because of that, right, the stories, the pain, the disconnection that happened way back when, we are still living out of that today. So we need to dig deep. That's what survivors have to do, to reconnect with our truth, our hearts, and the truth of who we truly are, because our real identity, we're not our secrets, our stories, right? Our shame, our brokenness. That's not who we are. No, 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 no. Not who we are. But those parts have been hidden for so long, and often we have been focusing on making other people happy, taking care of other people. We forget even who we are and what we want. So that's why I wrote this book, Releasing Your Authentic Self, to help you dig deep and really kind of go through the muck and find the gold that you are today, whether you believe it or not, you are. So the book, basically, for each day, I'll hold it up and show you. Shiny, my perfect, beautiful graphic person, helped me set up each page with a beautiful graphic and some text that's the truth of the day. So for each day, you will have a tiny piece of truth. Exactly, yay! and that goes for 365 days. I know, it looks so pretty. It makes me happy every time I look at it. And I've been journaling quite a bit. So, and each day, each truth is followed by 2 questions. So I want you to dig deep, right? And these questions help you to overcome perhaps the resistance that will come up when we look ourselves in the mirror, when we're asking ourselves some questions. We may feel a little vulnerable and scared even. So these questions are directly made to help you dig a little deeper and get past that resistance. And I know you will feel the heart and compassion and love and the support that I have for you every single page in the book. So These questions, like I said, were created to bypass that resistance. So we need acknowledgement of that resistance. That's such a big part of why we end up feeling stuck, because we can't somehow acknowledge there's something here getting in the way, and sometimes just by acknowledging what's getting in the way helps it to get out of the way. Actually, I was doing 2 sessions this morning with clients where that was kind of the theme, the resistance showed up. Aww. Well, being relentless looking in the mirror, I hope you see the beauty. How courageous you are, how strong you are, how magnificent you are, sweet friend. So I hope you're looking out for that. So if you're ready to dig deep and want to join me and Shiny on this journey, get yourself a copy of the book. It's up on Amazon and Kindle. Exactly. We have to remember and look for that. And join me, as I will be on here five days a week, and there's a Facebook group too where we're engaging in this conversation if you'd like to be a part of it. So let me know. So day 2, January 2nd. Can't wait to get a minute to share in the Facebook group. Yes, I hear you. I hear you. So day 2, what do we focus on today? So today's entry, journal entry, is thanks. You should be excited. There's so much going on, right? Good stuff. Tough stuff, but good stuff. Before I began my healing journey, I turned the anger, right, that hurt, the anger, the pain, and the shame from my abusive past outwards towards others, right? Hurt people hurt people. That's just the way it is, right? I manipulated people to get what I wanted, because when I was little, I wasn't taught how to ask for what I needed. And I desperately needed things. I needed people. I needed love. I needed affection. I needed a hug. I needed validation. So, manipulation. That's what I used. When the shame overwhelmed me, right, from not knowing how to ask for what I needed, I would withhold love or affection from people to punish them. Or I would blame others for my circumstances, my pain, and my hurt. So, yes, we're digging deep. This one was like, okay, all right, we're here. We're going to take a look at this. So the question is, if you're often angry with other people or others, how can you express your anger in a healthier way? So this gave me an opportunity to reflect on my 20-some marriage with my husband. Bless his heart. It's not been all fun or pretty at times. But to recognize how often when I was angry, I because I didn't know how to communicate clearly or ask for what I needed, expected him perhaps to read my mind, I would, be manipulative or aloof, or do things for him and resent the hell out of it, right? Very unhealthy. And what was hard too was that I was kind of afraid of anger in the beginning, because what I grew up with was that when someone got angry, people got hurt. So that felt very risky. And I wasn't going to hurt anybody. So I recognized soon that I turned a lot more of it. I hear you. I turned the anger onto myself. I turned the anger towards myself. Well, I have to say, Shiny, that I was not a person who necessarily became like angry, but I definitely gave myself a safe space to let out the past anger, right? The current moment anger was more about me. But as I healed, I learned to set boundaries with people before I got angry, because usually anger is about someone oversteps our boundaries, someone is disrespectful, or takes something away from us, or puts us down in a way that And maybe we're dependent on this person, and so it hurts. But we don't often speak up and say, hey, I don't appreciate how you're speaking to me. This is not acceptable. This is not okay. You need to step back or stop doing that. Or talk to somebody else, or get, whatever that person is angry about. Because trust me, chances are they're dumping it on you as a way to get it out. And even deeper, they're probably more angry with themselves. So I wrote myself some note. I was afraid of anger. I turned it on myself. I was way more, harder on myself and angry with me for not standing up for myself and setting boundaries when I was younger. But speaking up about anger was hard. It wasn't until I was in a support group where I was handed a bat, basically, and like, okay, let's talk about this anger you've had towards the person who hurt you. And I got to wail. I got to, say all the bad words and really, let out the feelings in a safe place, not in a current relationship or any relationship where I was punishing somebody for perhaps what happened in the past. Because that can happen if we don't take care of our anger. So let's see. And the other question that comes with today's entry, everything was said because you never spoke up. Yes, I hear you. I hear you. Yeah, we won't speak up if we don't feel safe speaking up, right? If we don't trust that something's going to change. Exactly. We gave up and we stopped. And, sometimes we normalize the situation. And like that was kind of the hardest part about growing up for decades in domestic violence and a child abusive home, was when I got out of there, what was normal was very, very distorted, right? And so I think, like, for my husband and I both being victims of abuse and neglect, we bickered a lot. There was a lot of back and forth. Often we felt like toddlers in a sandbox, just throwing sand back at each other, right? Instead of never really knowing what we wanted or ask for what we needed from our adult point of view. And doing it with kindness and respect. And then, but if someone overstepped our boundaries, to also say, and this we do today, if my husband, I'm feeling low about something or in my most vulnerable areas, we definitely know how to push each other's buttons, which we don't do anymore. But if I'm there and then he goes into giving me advice and I haven't asked for advice, and he's like, you should do this, and you should do this, and you do this. I mean, bless his heart, he's a guy, and a lot of guys are driven to let's just fix it and then get it over with. Hey, friends. Then I learned to speak to him and say, hey, honey, I'm just venting. I'm just needing to share what I'm feeling and what's coming up for me. I don't need you to fix it. Hey, Steve, Happy New Year. So good to see you. Glad you're here. Aw, thanks, beautiful Mel. I appreciate that. We're digging kind of deep today. We're digging deep today. Talking about our feelings. Yes, and our woohoo, Shiny is here. So what I was talking about, when we're angry, how do we express our anger in a healthy way? And I learned with my hubby to set a boundary, say, hey, honey, unless, I just need you to listen to me. I know what I need. And yes, I know I love Shiny too. But I don't need you to give me advice right now. So I learned to set a boundary like that and ask him not to take it personally, because the truth is, I'm not rejecting him or saying he's bad because the advice doesn't apply to me or isn't helpful in that moment, right? So, but hey, Steve, if you're still here, I want to show you my brand new book that Shiny helped me with Tracy is my superstar, graphic designer extraordinaire. Love my beautiful new book that she helped me with, helped me design. Makes me so happy. So, and then the other part of that, yes, she did the cover and the interior design. Thank you. Thank you. Love it. So pretty. Makes me happy. And of course, she knows I love hearts. Hearts, hearts everywhere. Let's see, just within reach here. There's 1. There's 2. Here's a heart. I'm surrounded by hearts. Hearts. Hearts everywhere. So of course it's appropriate that there's hearts. And those blue hearts you guys are putting up, they match the color of my book. So, well, I'm getting distracted by you guys, but I love it. I'm so glad you're here. So the second question today, when we manipulate others, what are we afraid of, right? Like I talked about in the beginning, when we don't know how to ask for what we need and we feel hurt and we're in pain and we feel shame, right? Especially if we're hurt when we're very little, like I was hurt when I was a little girl. Here's my little girl with me today. This is little Svava. She was just a little baby girl when she got hurt, and she was a little girl. She thought she was bad. She thought she was just a shameful little girl that should, you know, hide and not let anybody see the truth. So that was the truth that I lived out of for so long. So I manipulated other people to get my needs met because I desperately needed love and connection. Did not get that as a little girl. But underneath it all was, you know, what if I asked exactly? Thank you, Shiny. Afraid they will reject us and say no. And what does that mean if they say no? That means that our worst fear, this little girl, her worst fear, see, I told you, she'll say, see, I told you, no one's gonna love us, no one thinks we're good, no one is gonna be here for you, no one's gonna wanna hold you and tell you you're precious and beautiful after they know the secrets. So it's my job as her mom now, right, to remind her, hey, baby girl, it's okay. No matter what they say, I love you. I'm here for you. I'm your mom and protector today. And nothing you can say or do will make me stop loving you. That's the truth, right? And I couldn't be direct and ask for what I needed because no one showed me how, right? No one demonstrated, Svava, you need to communicate what you need. You know, no one supported me in going through the developmental stages as a child, right? Understanding that how I, you know, grew into my self-esteem and my need for power and autonomy and developing some skills, some life skills, right? So, long story short. And also, when we manipulate others, what are we afraid of? That we can't, we worry sometimes that we can't take care of ourselves, right? We have these codependent relationships with other people. And that we think we need others to love us, right? And we're also afraid to be real and honest. I know. I'm sorry. It was a fair warning when we started. We're going deep this year. We need to normalize this conversation, right? We need to normalize. Nice. Thank you, Mel. Woohoo! Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate those hearts. So, but that's the beauty of it, guys. That's the beauty of it. We have everything that we need to heal and restore and learn to love ourselves again. And like the book is, releasing our authentic selves, right? Now, what you see is what you get. Exactly. It is the journey to the heart, taking all the things that we know about the hurt and connecting it to our hearts and living out of our hearts, not the hurt. Like one day at a time, risking being our authentic selves. Right, Shiny? How much happier are we when we get to be our authentic selves? Be ourselves and see who shows up, right? Don't bend ourselves into a pretzel to make other people happy. Be you and see who shows up. And what happened, Shiny, right? I know, seriously risky and feels scary. Well, that's the thing. She's the scared one. She is the scared one. So, nope. I'm the one handling this, sweet one. I got this. I got this. Did you get your baby Bjorn yesterday, Shiny? Put her in your baby Bjorn and just hold her while you're going through the move and some changes. I know, Mel. It can be so hard. It definitely can feel hard. So that's why she's always close. Exactly. Good. I was going to say, make sure Luna is nearby. Nearby. So, any other thoughts about our anger, our feelings? You guys did great. You did great. I really appreciate you hanging in there with me with this conversation, because it can feel a little, ugh, are we gonna go there? Right? But it is in feeling our feelings that we stuff in here, like letting them up and out one at a time, and sit with it, right? Sit with it in our hearts. I know, your whole life, but I'm so excited for you. I can't wait to see what rises out of those ashes. It's gonna be beautiful, it's gonna be magnificent, you're gonna be a powerhouse, you're gonna have so much wisdom. Yes, I hear you. Yeah, you're gonna need a lot of rest, right? Let that body rest, and take really sweet, long care. You're welcome. You're welcome. Well, that's it for today, guys. Thank you for popping in here and being on this journey with me. I was looking at the time. My goal is to try to be here at 3:30 or 4, 5 days a week. So let's see how it goes. Day 2, we're hanging in there. Thanks, beautiful people, for being here. It's a pleasure and an honor for sharing this with you guys. Have a beautiful evening, and who knows, maybe I'll see you guys tomorrow for day 3. Let's see, what are we doing tomorrow? Oh, tomorrow is a good one. Tomorrow's a good one. We're going to talk about joy. So, bye, friends. Much love to you both, to you all. Thanks for being here. Bye now. Thank you. Thanks for the hearts. Thanks for the super hearts. Thank you. Bye, guys.